All right, guys, we are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome to Entrepreneur Talk. Welcome to Entrepreneur Talk. Guys, this is your boy Carl Wilkins, and I'm excited because I have a special guest here today that I'm actually going to be interviewing. I'm actually very privileged to be interviewing and just having a conversation with my dear friend and brother who has created a lot of impact in the lives of families all over the world, Mr. Montreal. And I'm excited because I'm just going to ask him a few questions. And, guys, we're just going to have an open discussion, with everything happening in the world right now, the impact that COVID has had on the world. And, as entrepreneurs having to shift and having to really just pivot as an entrepreneur, knowing when to pivot. We're going to talk about that today, knowing that, realizing that when maybe from a traditional standpoint, or maybe some systems may just need an upgrade, right? So we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship versus business ownership. And but guys, I don't want to take any more of my brother's time. But Montreal, how you doing, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. But not only that, man, I'm doing phenomenal, man. Thank you so much for asking, man. It's a blessing, and I'm extremely grateful to be on this platform here with you today, man. Because you're somebody that has definitely been changing lives yourself. You're someone that inspires me. You and your lovely wife, man. You guys are just a phenomenal 1-2 punch like Mike Tyson, man.
Hey. So Montreal, let's go ahead and get started, man. I know that you are an entrepreneur. You got a big heart for people, man. I remember when I first met you, our first conversation, your energy through the roof. I mean, your excitement, your passion, your drive. So one of the first things that I really want to ask you, because sometimes as an entrepreneur, um, sometimes people don't understand the work ethic and the drive. Um, let's talk about this. What would you classify? What is an entrepreneur, and what is a business owner, and what are the differences?
Man, that is a great question, man. That is a very, very great question, man. So, in my honest opinion, what I've been able to experience throughout the years, of entrepreneurship and being a business owner as well, is an entrepreneur is ultimately reliable and depended upon for everything that is going on in his business, right? Or in his pursuit for financial freedom, or whatever impact it is you're trying to actually achieve, right? So being an entrepreneur means that people depend on you more than they would a system, right? You have to put up a whole lot more to invest in your dreams and your visions as an entrepreneur as opposed to just being a business owner, right? Because being a business owner, to be completely honest, is not as hard as a lot of people think. You just have to have the right information and be in the right position to capitalize on the business that you own, right? Being a business owner, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have an extremely high overhead. You're not going to have to teach a lot of people to do a lot of different things because there's already a system in place that is working for you, right? And that's what business owners believe in, right? And if you want to know what system stands for, I'm going to educate you guys really, really, really briefly, because the system that we've been in, which is a whole other conversation, is not the system that has ultimately done us right, right? But the true definition of the system that you should be building and creating for yourself and tapping into stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. If you break down all of those letters that are in the word system, that's what it stands for. Save yourself time, energy, and money, right? And that's ultimately what the difference is from being a business owner and an entrepreneur. Business owners have systems, entrepreneurs have to create their own way. They have to put up more capital so that they can actually receive the finish line or get to the finish line that they're trying to actually get to, right? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, bro. That was incredible. You and I, offset, Montreal, we've talked on many occasions about the importance of just knowing when to pivot. I believe right now in the year 2020, as we are aggressively, literally 119 days away, like literally, yesterday was 120, 119 days away from the new year. And that's going to be here quicker than we think. So, guys, Montreal and I, we just wanted to do this live and this discussion because I believe it's going to be very important that as entrepreneurs that we learn to transition. You said something very important, that business owners have systems in place. Entrepreneurs have to continue to grind, 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 work, work, work. They're self-employed. I think about the cash flow quadrant. On the cash flow quadrant, 60% of people are employees, right? 35% of people are self-employed, and then 4% on the right side of the quadrant are business owners. And then you have that 1%, is like a little slice of the pie of 1%ers are your investors. All right. So my next question that I want to ask you, Montreal, if I may, is how did you go from the left side of the quadrant? And I want you guys to listen to this. So you may say, Carl, what's the left side of the quadrant? If you have a 9 to 5, be grateful, be thankful, especially in these times that you have employment. All right. If you're self-employed, be grateful. Self-employed people are individuals that are doctors, lawyers, maybe they're a real estate agent, maybe they're a life insurance agent, or maybe they have a barber shop and they cut hair or do nails or whatever. Their income is based on them producing. So that means the left side of the quadrant simply means it's not a bad side because you at least you have revenue, but you're limited because you don't have an actual system in place. So if you don't mind sharing with us, Montreal, how did you go from the left side of the quadrant? Maybe what was your last 9 to 5, or how did you go from the traditional 9 to 5? You went from there to being self-employed, and how did you go over to becoming a business owner? Because guys, a business owner, whether he or she shows up, the checks are still coming in every single week, right? So talk to us about that.
Man, definitely, man. So a while ago, it's crazy because I had this I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired moment, and a lot of people go through those different phases and those different times in their life, but they don't do anything to change it, right? So the first thing that I would want to get across is that I made a decision. That is the first thing that you must do if you're trying to get from the wrong side of leverage to the right side of leverage. You have to first make a decision, right? So once I made my decision, I knew that there was no going back, because the life that I lived and the life that I was ultimately living at that moment, it disgusted me, right? So not only was I disgusted, I knew that I had to make a decision, right? And in the process of making that decision, a couple of factors played a part, because I was once a regular 9 to 5 working guy, because that's what we're taught. If one job doesn't pay you, get another one, so I had 2 jobs, right? In the daytime, I was working at the fitness gym, and in the nighttime, I was working at a truck factory building trucks, And one day, there was this really, really, really pivotal moment that happened in my life. It was my daughter's kindergarten graduation, right? And I was supposed to go to work that day. I called him, let him know, hey, it's my daughter's kindergarten graduation. She's only going to graduate kindergarten one time. I can't redo it tomorrow. Can I have that time off? And they told me no. And it broke my heart, but it also broke my mind for a second. And it put me in a place to where, wow, someone else controls what I do. I didn't realize that until that very moment, that someone else controlled everything that I do. They controlled where I live. They controlled what car I drive. And literally control what I eat. I didn't realize that until that moment when I had to ask for permission to see my daughter graduate kindergarten. Mm. So in that moment there, I became disgusted with myself, like I told you guys earlier. That was the moment that literally disgusted me the most about the person that I was in that moment.
Wow.
Because when you have a job, when you have something that you are obligated to do for the most part, that you've committed yourself to doing, it's not always about how much money you're making at that job. You have to ask yourself, who am I becoming? Right? What am I getting out of this time that I'm investing daily, other than a check at the end of the week to pay my bills, which that check is going to disappear as soon as you get it. Half the people in the world, as soon as they get paid, the money's already gone. Because it's just not enough. You can't put a price tag on your time because your time is priceless. Right? So when that happened to me in my life, I made the decision that day, from that day going forward, that I would find a way to take care of my family, myself, and not depend on someone else to give me a paycheck and tell me how much I was worth. And I'm extremely thankful and grateful that a really good friend of mine by the name of Jazz Williams, he actually brought something to me that changed my life completely. What that thing is, you ask? It was just a skill set. It was some information, right? And I'm not going to go deep into the information and what it was, but the information changed my life totally. That information allowed me to take my life from being someone else's pawn to being the king on my own chessboard. I took it serious. I took it all the way serious. So if you ask me back to the question, like, what was it like and how did I decide, or how did I ultimately get from being on the wrong side of leverage to the right side of leverage? It all just happened because of me taking advantage of the right information, right? It all happened because I was disgusted with my situation. So I made the ultimate decision to take control of my life instead of letting someone else have control of it.
Man, powerful, absolutely powerful. When you talk about information, we live now, bro. We're in an informational age. I mean, if you want to know something, information is out there. And unfortunately, the traditional system, the traditional 9 to 5, or the traditional educational system, they breed and they create employees. It's not throwing shade. It's not being, being funny. It's just a reality that if you're not exposed to certain levels of information, it doesn't mean that Montreal or myself or anyone else that is a business owner, it doesn't mean that we're any better, right? And we're having this webinar, we're having this live stream because we want to touch somebody out there listening. You may be saying, Carl, I'm tired of living check to check. I'm tired of, robbing Peter to pay Paul. I want to go from the right side of money I want to go from the left side of money to the right side of money. I want to go from being an employee and a self-employed. I want to learn how to become a business owner. So guys, literally, Montreal and I, we are we're friends. We're connected together. And guys, we want to help you guys know that you can actually open your own business. You can actually open your own business. And I know, Montreal, we talked about this yesterday, that opening up a traditional business can be very expensive. To open up a barbershop or a restaurant or a traditional brick and mortar business, you're talking about $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 to open up an actual business. All right. So guys, I want to just I want us to dialogue about this, that most people, their vision of opening up a business in 2020, sometimes it's still outdated. Opening up a t-shirt business is cool, but you may want to put it on, you may want to bring it to the internet. You may want to bring it future. You may want to bring it to online. And I think, bro, a lot of people miss the wave. They missed the moment. They missed the wealth clue. They missed the shift, and they do not pivot. And when you do not pivot, right, or change your method of operation, your business from a traditional standpoint can become obsolete. Think about this. When I don't know if you remember Blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
We would go to Blockbusters. I remember with my parents, I was a kid, and we would go to Blockbusters and we would get the films, the VHSs, right? But remember when Netflix came out? Netflix completely wiped them out. Why? Because Blockbuster was not willing to change, and they did not see when they should have pivoted.
Yes, sir.
So what I want to share with you guys today is being an entrepreneur is great, but you have to know when you need to shift. So literally, to open up an online business, guys, it does not cost anything but $325 to get started. To open up your own online business. So if you're watching this feed on Montreal's feed or my feed, you need to get in contact with us, because guys, we want to show you how to build an online business, $325 one time. And guess what overhead is for traditional businesses? A traditional business, thousands of dollars, employees, materials, if the building needs to be fixed, overhead, meaning expenses. So the only overhead that we pay to run our online business is $275 a month. So that means everything else that we bring in, bro, is profit.
Yes, sir.
I want you to think about this, guys. And what we've been able to do is to build a 6-figure income online. $275 overhead. That $275 was paying for my back office and my digital services for my clients. So if you're saying, you know what, Carl, I really want to learn, Montreal, I really want to learn more about this online business opportunity. $325 one time, $275 a month. So Montreal, when you think about the business of the 21st century, in today's time, what is your view on that? Because I know for some people, their narrative is, hey, I want to open up a coffee shop. Hey, I want to open up this business. And they're still thinking Flintstone age. When it's Jet, yeah, what's his name?
Jet.
Yeah, the Jets. Like, it's the Jets season. Fred Flintstone and Bedrock with the brick and mortar. Matter of fact, I was talking with a friend of mine. She's a phenomenal entrepreneur, and she's not in the space that we're in, but she's doing great. And her name is Miss Tamisha Hunter, good friend of mine. And her and I were talking, and she was saying, my nickname is CJ. She was like, CJ, I don't even, see me going back to a regular brick and mortar office. Why? I can meet with my customers on Zoom. Everything has become digital. So go ahead and share with us your view on opening up an online business and how through this platform you invested $325 to get started, and your overhead is very minimum. Why did you see this as a better opportunity than opening up a traditional business?
Man, to be completely transparent, it just made more sense. Ultimately, when you invest in a business from the ground up, like literally, whether it's a barber shop, whether it's a beauty salon, whether it's a massage parlor, you literally have to get all of your products, all of your equipment. You have to turn the lights on. You have to have running water. You have to have space for customers to ultimately use the bathroom and things like that. You have to get approval from the BBB, the Better Business Bureau. You have to get certifications. You have to do a lot of different extra little intricate details when it comes to having a business. right? You have to get licenses, not only certifications, but you also have to get licenses, right? Depending on your, all of those things cost money, right? So when I look at this online business industry, it makes so much more sense in the 2020s, right? Because you got to make money in the future these days, or you're going to be left in the past. People are going to lap you. People are going to lap you, man. And it's no competition or anything like that. Nobody's competing with you. But if you want to be relevant in today's society, you have to get with the wave. You have to get with technology, because that is the future. You have to start learning how to invest in digital currency. We all know about paper money, but you got to start learning how to invest in knowledge yourself about digital money. And that's where the business owner, online business owner aspect comes in with when it comes to us. If anybody's on this call that's literally been trying to figure out how to take less stress off of themselves from being the average traditional business owner and wants to learn how to become an online success story, DM us, man, ASAP. Text business to the number that you see. Because at the end of the day, you want to be ahead and not behind, right? Instead of spending close to 6 figures in different products and different licenses and different approvals, and got to pass different codes and building requirements and different things like that, it'll cost you a little bit over $3,000 a year to maintain an online business, right? And that's without literally having to go and get a loan, because 9 times out of 10, if you can come up with $3,000. Anybody that I know that has a regular job should be able to come up with $3,000. And if you can't, you need to go find a new job to help slingshot you into your dreams, because that's all a job is ever going to do, just on bills, right? But you have to use that job to get ahead. There's no knock on anybody that works a 9 to 5. I came from that world. I came from that mindset. I'm not holding anything against people that work jobs. I don't want that to be misinterpreted, right? We're not down on jobs at all. We're up on opportunity, because we know and you know that you deserve more, So ultimately, it's just a business. You got to make a business owner decision. Would you rather spend over $50,000 to $100,000 to open up and operate your business, or hear me out, or would you rather spend $3,000? It's just that.
And look, and then it's broken up monthly,
man, and you don't have to pay the whole $3,000. That's the beautiful part. That's the beautiful part of it as well. You don't have to pay the whole $3,000. Your business overhead is only $274 a month, and you're up and running. And not only is the price just incredible, but they're already going to give you the system to where you don't have to go out and find your own clientele. You don't have to go out and search low and high for people that are going to frequent your business. They're everywhere. And the system that you're going to invest into for yourself is going to show you how to keep the business rolling. All you got to do is put the key in the ignition, crank it up, and let it run, baby. Let it run.
I like what you said is that we're going to provide training. I don't know who's asking any questions in the chat, but just to clarify, $325 one time to start the online business, right? And then $74.95 a month. Now, yes, you're going to need training to get your customers. We're going to provide the training, guys. So don't concern yourself on how you're going to get new customers. We have a system already in place. So, guys, if I were you, text the word business to the number below. Text the word business to the number below. Guys, we want to connect with you. We want to partner with you. And if you're serious about learning how to actually open your own online business, guys, it has generated us 6 figures with an online business, and we're not giving any income claims. Past profits don't guarantee future results, but people are building 6-figure business online with us, and the overhead monthly is $275 a month. So we just wanted to come up here and talk to the heart of the entrepreneurs. And, because Montreal, I know that there are so many people, they really want to become a business owner, but the overhead is killing people right now.
Yeah.
You know how many businesses have been closed down since this pandemic? A lot. Why? Because they could not afford the overhead, or they will still be open.
Right.
And I love what you said, that if you do not find a way, people are texting business already. A number just came in. So guys, keep texting the word business. So literally, because they did not stay ahead of the curve, they became irrelevant. Look at Amazon, bro. Over $1 billion online business. Online. Even right now, and I know this is kind of off topic, but even churches.
Yeah.
Bro, I talked to pastors that had to literally change their whole structure of church and ministry.
Yeah.
Bible study online, children's ministry online.
Yeah.
You're giving your money to support your local church online. Everything's online. I think it was 1999. I mean, I was young. I was maybe 7, 8 years old, and I remember when the boom of the internet hit. People were real skeptical, all on edge. Now in 2020 to 21 years later, it's the new norm. So guys, we want to partner with you. If you're saying, you know what, I am a business-minded person, $325 to start the business, that's nothing. If you guys are going to provide me training, my only overhead is $275 monthly, and you guys are going to train me how to make 6 figures, and my only overhead annually is $3,000, I'm in.
Count me in too.
Text the word business, guys, to the number that you have on Montreal. I'm sure you're doing a watch party. So guys, if you're watching this on Montreal's feed, guys, get in contact with Montreal so that we can get you guys the information that you need. Man, this has been a phenomenal time of dialogue. Man, I really mean this, bro. I really appreciate your leadership. And I hope these streams and this information can really help somebody. Maybe you're watching my YouTube today or tonight or wherever in the world you are. Maybe you're seeing this 3 months from now. Maybe you're seeing this 10 years from now. I don't know where you're looking at this at, but you still can text that number, even if you're not catching it live, right? Because we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here 20 years from now, right?
Let's go.
So God bless you. Absolutely. From Montreal, close us out with some final remarks, man. And just give us whatever's on your heart to share with the people. Just make the decision and just text the number. It doesn't cost anything to do that. We're going to give you guys the information, and we're going to give you more detail on the specifics of the online business. But the first step is you just texting the number, and we'll go from there. Take it away.
Definitely, man. So, man, I'm just extremely thankful, and I'm extremely grateful to just to grace this platform with such a phenomenal leader such as yourself, Chairman Carl, man. And it's been a journey, man. And I'm thankful to have been able to partner and connect with so many like-minded and overachieving individuals. And I would just say this as I close the call up with you, man. Anybody that's out there, if you're thinking about it, just do it. Just do it. Because I guarantee you 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50 years from now, you're not going to regret the things that you did do. You're going to regret the things that you could have done that you did not do, right? As you're laying on your deathbed, surrounding you are going to be all the ghosts of the opportunities that you passed, the ideas that you forgot to embark upon, right? And that's something that you don't want. So go out and just live life, guys. You only get one. Add me on IG. That is my name. That is what I stand by. Because every single day I live life understanding that I only get one, right? But you can live it every single day. You only get one life, but you can live it every single day. But the thing that's going to determine how you live life is ultimately going to be your perspective, right? Your perspective is going to drive your performance, and everything else after that is going to fall into play by the way that you think. It all comes full circle. So if you're seeing this for what it is, like I did, like Chairman Carl did, and thousands of others who've already made the decision to start creating success online, then reach out, DM business to that number, guys, and ultimately put yourself in position to be ahead instead of be behind. With that being said, man, Carl, thanks so much for giving me a chance to literally just come on here with you and just drop some nuggets and receive some nuggets at the same time, man. You already know where you can find me at, Carl, man. Catch me at the beaches and the banks.
Hey, bro, I love that. Catch you at the beaches and the banks. Guys, thank you all for tuning in. And Montreal, impeccable, amazing leader that you are. Thank you again for taking time to share with us today. I know our viewers are going crazy right now. People are still texting right now. So thank you for the nuggets of wisdom, bro, that you shared. And I know without a doubt, if only one person's life has changed.
That's cool.
Right. That's cool. All right. So thank you again, Montreal, and have a phenomenal day. Guys, God bless.